My name is Max and I learn languages. This year, or actually last year, I've learned Persian up to like an A2 level more or less. And this is the update for 2023, the first one, but actually the last one ended on the 8th of December in 2022. And that was a bad day, okay? Because I realized that I couldn't study from the 200 something hours that I had until the 300. And that was actually my plan, to go to the 300 hours, but I realized that I couldn't, and I started to focus on making a new plan, right? And that was very bad. It was dark, it was cold, I was sick, I felt bad. And I will start this update with showing you my plan from that day onward, okay? And the idea with doing that is that I motivate you, I help you learn your language, or Persian in maybe, or French or whatever. And I hope to also give you a realistic picture of what it takes to learn a language. So here we have it. Look, day number 8 of the month of December. Look, woke up sick this morning, did nothing. I did play on the app a little bit, blah, 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 blah. But you can just tell that I wasn't very, I didn't feel very good, you know. That week I also made this video called Learning Persian Sucks. And that's because I just didn't feel good in general. Okay, I woke up still sick the next day, as you can see here. And the next day was a good day because I studied for 82 minutes. So that was great. But I just realized I couldn't quite get to the 300. So that's why I made these numbers here. 257 is my goal. And 259 here was the goal the next day. So I wanted to do 2 hours a day, right? Look, but here, the 12th of December, I realized that was a little bit too much, okay? Because somebody actually commented on that video of mine. Love to hear you complaining about how little progress you make in Farsi. Look, this person here says, I am in Berlin and I feel the same. It's dark, it's cold. I have been mildly sick for a few weeks. My Farsi is not improving. However, progression isn't going to end just because it will plateau. Don't pressure yourself too much and try to start small again. Something easy that you enjoy. Motivation comes and goes, but if you don't abandon totally, you will get there. And then he says here, do not obsess over timeline. You will get there. And then I was like, okay, you're actually right. And that day I wrote this. I listened to some stories on my headphones. I really enjoyed that, but I decided not to go crazy, to go to the 300 hours. Instead, I'm going to chill, take it easy, take care of my health, and see whenever I feel like it, how much I can do. And that's a lot better. So from that moment, actually, I started feeling a lot better again. And it was also my birthday, the 16th of December here. So I did nothing, it was my birthday, but we did eat in a Persian restaurant and I practiced a bit there. So I made friends with this Persian restaurant owner, who's also the cook and the waiter of the restaurant. And we ate there, and I of course ordered in Farsi and all of that. So those are the connections kind of that I want to make. And that's why I'm learning this language in the first place, right? Then there's a good day over there. Then I went to Spain, and here there are notes about how I tried to keep studying in Spain, but that was very difficult. What I mainly did, playing on the app monthly and listening to the same stories over and over again. So basically this whole time, from like until Christmas time, so from the 8th of December until Christmas time, basically what I did was I read stories on Link. I read stories there. I just kept going there, and I had downloaded some of the audios of these stories onto my phone, and I kept listening to the same audios, the same 10 stories over and over again. And I really felt that the combination, you can see that in my notes. I'll put a link to this document in the description, this Excel document. And I felt that the combination of reading stories and listening to the same stories over and over again was really great, because like that there was a lot of repetition, but I still had a lot of variety and interesting things to read at the same time as well. Here on the last day of the year, I made a video about my whole year in Farsi. So I thought it was really cool to be able to make a video in Farsi about Farsi, and I practiced the days before. Here, as you can see, I practiced my Persian speaking skills, right? So I practiced what I was going to say in this video, and then later I edited my own video and I counted all of that as Farsi studying time as well. Still not getting up to a lot. I got up to about 275 hours last year, which was really nice. You can see that the green days keep coming. And here I keep reading the Link stories. I feel really good about that. The only thing I noticed here that was really annoying, and I write it down here, look, my eyes hurt since I got up the 5th of January because I spent too much time looking at a screen yesterday. So doing Link was hard today, okay? So what happened there is I try to teach myself right now a little bit more editing, okay? So to do that, of course, I need to be in front of a screen. Also Link is in front of a screen. So that means I'm doing my hobby, also my work behind the screen, you know, in front of a screen. So that's a little bit too much screen time for me. So that's why I decided to shift and change my method of learning and go back to a book, this book, Persian in Use, and I write about that here. I decided to use the book Persian in Use as my main resource right now to make sure I do not have to sit in front of a screen anymore than I already do. This morning I read some stories in the book and that took me about 15 minutes. It was great fun, and I will start working with the book and an online teacher. So that's my new plan. I'm going to take one chapter of this book, starting from chapter 6, every 2 weeks. And I'm going to listen to the audios. So I download the audios onto my phone. I'm going to listen to them over and over again. And I will read the dialogues and the stories in the book. And I will do the exercises that I like. Okay, not all of them. I will choose only the ones that I enjoy. And then I will discuss the exercises and the vocabulary with my teacher online on Italki. I will link his profile under the video, so you can also book a class with him. And the focus, of course, for me is to understand things in the book when I listen and read. Okay, so I do not try to remember anything. I do not make any lists of vocabulary. I do not really study the grammar. I just read through the grammar explanations. I do the exercises and I check them, but I don't really go over them and again or something like that. I just do stuff that I like. And for me, it's also really important to keep going. So I'm going to do 2 weeks per chapter. And I'm not trying to master everything inside of the previous chapter before I go to the next one or something like that. I just continue because that's, for me, the best way of doing it. And there's no such a thing as perfection, especially not in language learning. So it's more important for me to just keep going. Another thing that really is a good change this year is that for the first time, I'm actually commuting for the first time in many years. And that is about 15 minutes of being in the bus and the metro. And I'm using those 15 minutes to study Persian, of course. So I'm going to listen to the audios of the book, those 15 minutes. I already did that. And that feels really great. It's like a golden time for language learners, right? This time in between places where you have to be in a public transport, where you cannot really do anything, is great time. That's just what I've been doing all the way to the 30th of January. And you can see here all the green days are good days. And I'm also enjoying really the classes with the teacher. And I'm taking it very slowly, very tranquilo. So you can see here that I studied this year 16.4 hours. Actually, it should be 17.4 because I still have to add a few hours, and I still didn't make it to the 300. But the plan so far is to do 2 chapters of the book, talk with the teacher online. We do everything in Farsi, of course, and then I want to get this year to 550 or maybe even 600 hours. I haven't decided it yet, but 550 is going to be the minimum because that's the amount of time I need to get to a B1 level. And at the same time, I'm also studying French, but I'll show you how I do that in a different video. And the last thing that I want to show you is that in between all the serious studying, the reading, the listening, the writing, I've also been watching this series called Happiness. I've been watching it entirely. It has French, and it has only French and German subtitles. So I counted it as both Persian and German listening time, which is actually a little bit against my own rules of my previous video. I hope that's okay for you. I can really recommend this small series. And thank you again to my subscriber Z, who actually transcribed the first few episodes of this series and was very kind and sent this transcription to me. So I read this transcription along with listening to these beautiful episodes. So thank you again, and I hope you got motivated or inspired by watching this update. I'll keep showing you what it really takes to learn a language, and I'll see you when I speak better Farsi.